What's up, folks? We just wrapped up the Pro Tour here in Singapore, and I'm here with the Singaporean champion, Mr. Shirui Wu, and we're going to be talking about the Gravy Bones Pro Tour winning deck. My man, congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Let's start talking about this deck, okay? Let's let some people at home know just what you've been cooking up. So first, just talk to me in general about Gravy Bones, the strategy, and kind of, maybe a little bit of some of the important pieces in the main board here.
Yeah, well, Gravy Bones is your newest necromancer hero, but he's basically an illusionist. When I actually started first building the deck, I didn't think Tipple was that good. I thought it would be better to extract value from allies by using stuff like Rally the Coast Guard. But I realized that actually discarding allies on your opponent's turn is quite bad because you can't get the free hook activation. So that's why I'm running 9 Tipple. It is the engine of the deck. Without gold, the deck really sucks. The games you lose on this deck are games where you don't draw your Tipples and you don't make gold early game. Because in essence, this is more or less a Runeblade deck. You have to draw a combination of cards, like you have to draw your blues, and then your allies have to be in the graveyard for it to actually function. And Gravy's hero ability requires gold for you to fix hands, and gold lets you fix hands so efficiently you can pitch any ally to just draw and recycle. You can Gravy Bones to put an ally in the graveyard, draw another card. Sometimes you can even discard a red. You can discard a blue as well to activate your ability. The hero ability is probably one of the best ones in the game. It's so flexible. So that's why you have to have 9 Tipples. Once the second you're out of gold, it's really bad. Yeah. I was considering cutting it down to 8 just because it blocks 2 and sometimes it doesn't do anything if you don't draw the ally with it or the yellow. But for consistency reasons, I think you have to run 9. Saltwater Swell is just an amazing card. It blocks 3 for some reason and it's a 1 for 3 go again that refunds you 2 resources if you're lucky. But of course you have your trusty compass to look at the top deck. And this is one of the best cards for pitch stacking. I love pitch stacking the blue Saltwater Swells together with Back Alley Breakline to always guarantee the second action point. I did that in so many games over the weekend.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's one of the best plays you can do. So 3 Saltwater Swell, 3 Charter High Seas, you can cheat essentially like 6 action points. Then you can Back Alley, you can call to the graveyard at the end to finish with another action point. Loot the Hold, just the all-star card. Best paired with Conquer the High Seas, because after they block with 3 cards, you can play Loot the Hold, summon an ally, and swing. And that will take the last card out of their hand no matter what they do, and probably means your ally will live. And I mean, I guess it's kind of like Dromai. An ally living means your opponent is gonna suffer for multiple turns. Portside Exchange, honestly, just another Tipple. It blocks 3 and it's honestly pretty good. One of the best things I'll ever do with this card is if you arsenal this and you block with your whole hand, you can actually play it because it says discard a card, then draw a card.
Yeah.
So when you can't fulfill discard card criteria because you don't have a card, you just draw a card.
Just rip a card, yeah.
And it goes to the graveyard, you can just play any ally you want.
Yeah,
it's
totally
one of the best uses of this card. Of course, for the reds, we have the 3 Conqueror of the High Seas. This is the crazy card. 8 go again, CNC is pretty good. Saltwater Sloop, Swiftwater Sloop is here so you can maintain tempo. On some turns when you have allies on the board and your opponent spends their whole turn clearing them, it sometimes gets hard to use all your cards because Gravy Bones is essentially an action point starved hero. That's how they try to balance the Necromancer class. That's why there's so many ways here to cheat action points, like with Back Alley Breakline, with Rum. So this is just another way for you to extend your hand fully, and it's also really good with just gold because you can draw a card, pitch it to Swiftwater Sloop, and you have High Tide active. Also, it's a purple for Prism. I hate Prism. I hate
Prism but love Gravy Bones. Interesting.
True. Tip the Barkeep, great. I have never used the second line of text in my life. I don't know why you would ever give your opponent a gold to put this back on the bottom.
Okay, you're giving them a tip.
Yeah, but it doesn't even go to the graveyard for
You're giving them a tip.
Yeah, good info. Do not do the second line. It doesn't go to the graveyard. It goes into your deck, so you can't activate Gravy Bones if you do it.
True.
Goldcase Rum, amazing. I think if you watch the games, I use the Rum, amazing. Like, just such a great flexible tool. Better Mage Master Boots, cost 0 as well.
Yeah.
Chart the High Seas. It's home of the Arknight. How can I complain about it? Pitch a blue to get an ally, draw 2 essentially.
Yeah.
It's great. Pot of Greed, I guess. Sunken Treasure. I run 2. I think some of the lists run 3, but I find it's quite bricky. A lot of times you end on like 2 resources. Like if you draw a card and play Sloop, you end on 2 resources, and you can draw a card to get an arsenal. But if you draw stuff like this, it's quite
so
bricky.
bad.
Yeah, I can't do anything, and you also can't really play it at all. You have to gravy it to get it to the graveyard on like your turn if you're desperate to play an ally. That's why I only have 2, but of course it's amazing in the mirror. It's good in my deck because I have yellow tipples and sea legs into basically every matchup. So when you block with it, you can just flip one of these over to get a free goal. And of course, great into Syndra, you can flip the dagger over. And then they will think for 10 minutes, and if they want to pitch 2 cards to retreat. Call to the Grave. I love this card. Gravy Bones is just calling for his friends. Help me from his deck. I mean, it's basically a tutor in this deck. It's an unconditional tutor basically in this deck. You can find any ally you want.
Yep.
You can find back alley breakline for an action point. There it is. It's just all-star, probably the best card in the deck. I mean, I think any deck with a complete no limit tutor is pretty good. These are the 9 best allies. I'm very certain every single deck will run all 9 of these into every single matchup. Even into Auxilio, I think Rigor Mortis is just really good anyway. It's a 1-card 6 that needs the opponent to deal with it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, all these just amazing. Sawbones, amazing paired with any other ally. Sawbones and Charm probably one of the strongest combos in the game.
Yeah.
If they don't kill Sawbones with like the first action of their turn, you activate Charm and they have to send 7 into him. Like or my game 2 when I had 2 Sawbones out. Sorry, my game 1?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I had 2 Sawbones out, and it was like so hard for the opponent to deal with them. The more you have, the higher. Like if you have 3, they all have 5 HP.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
Yeah, Oyster is just a nice guy to have. He's a 1-card play, or 0-card play even. You can gravy on your turn, get a blue in the gravy, just play him and swing for 3.
Yep.
It's been clutch in some aggro matches, and it's also really good in the gravy mirror, because like in the last game, you can see what Gravy can do to strip your whole hand. They can conquer the Hyzins and loot the hope into swing for 6.
Yeah.
Oyster just solves that issue. You can just play him out and kill the ally like from 0 cards.
Yeah.
Sea Legs, yellow block 3 popper. It makes Rum. I mentioned how important Rum is, and it's just really good. I mean, Avastier is just pretty amazing. You can give any ally go again. Of course, this being an action point staff deck, go again is anywhere is amazing. Its best use case probably is to, together with 1 Rum or Mage Master Boots, you play Avastier, play an ally, attack with it. It has go again, so you can use Mage Master Boots or Rum to give your next ally playing a go again as well, so you can swing twice. Yeah. And double attacking, although Bromide players already are very used to it, it's very, very hard to do in Gravy Bones just because it's so action point stuff. But if you do it,
so strong.
it's so crazy.
So strong. Yeah.
So that's
kind of the main board then,
Yeah.
Kind of the main board, cool. Any other specific cards or interactions you want to highlight here before we move on to the sideboard?
Oh, important to note, if you draw Charm on the first turn of the game or something, or if your hand has too many allies, you can actually tap him on your turn just to fill out your graveyard. It's more or less like drawing a card because it's just in the graveyard.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's get to the sideboard then.
Well, I mean, I'll go for the easy one. Snag is obviously just run your Slippy. I think the way you lose in the Slippy is if they do some unforeseen mental bonds for like 500 and Snag just shuts down that turn and they lose so many resources doing it. They probably will lose a knife, an equipment, and a nick and a bonds as well, or maybe a mental. It's really helped me solve the matchup. The matchup used to be quite tough since they could either fatigue you or kill you.
Yeah.
But Snag just helps so much. I think if you prevent 1 bonds, you just win.
Yeah.
The Eye of Ophidia, just great consistency piece. You can crack it with gold to filter the next 2 cards and see what you will draw. And try and draw like immediately the blue. But of course, its best use is with stuff like Saltwater Swell, so you can guarantee there's a blue, or maybe pitch with something and then chart.
Yeah.
So really great for a deck that operates all the top decks often. Diamond Amulet, it's Japanese, but it basically gives you an action point as an instant, and it has Watery Grave as well. It's just great. Anti-fatigue tool, just a free action point out of nowhere. All the other action point generators in this deck actually are conditional. Like Rum needs you to tap your hero. Mage Master Boots only works on like non-attack action cards, and this is just unconditional at any time. Get an action point. Just a great card in general. Also, it turns on Watery Grave because it goes into your graveyard and then goes face down. So you can activate it to start the Watery Grave stuff. Just a fantastic card. Also activates Blind the Water because it does have Watery Grave and activates Chum. You can discard this to Chum and Anka. Yeah. CNC goes in for matchups that you want to disrupt, like Dio, Oscillo, Syndra, where you are forced to like play small hands and you have to disrupt them so they don't explode you. Blind the Water also helps to prevent damage, and a very good way, a very good use of it I find is in the Grey Mirror to arsenal it and wait for Conqueror of the High Seas, because they always greed for the Conqueror when you have an arsenal. Since you're a deck without Coin of Providence and you have so many non-blocks in your deck, Conqueror of the High Seas is so crazy in the mirror, where having this in arsenal just negates that completely, saying, oh, that's just a 4-4 go again.
Yeah.
And in that matchup, life total doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, totally. As we saw in the finals.
Yeah. Limpet, I think it's better into Earth. I didn't pair a single. I paired one Florian. It's amazing into matchups that don't have multiple action points and can't go wide. It's really easy to use with Rum, since, like I mentioned before, you have to Avasti, play an ally, swing, and then you can Rum another ally. You don't have to use Avasti this time. You can just limp it, swing for 2, use the Rum, or Mage Master Boots, play another guy and attack. I think that's one of the highlights of this guy. And 1 HP is really annoying for anyone to kill, and this gets value every single turn. You really cannot ignore this limp it. Soppy, I thought he would mainboard, but he just costs too much, and he's too easy to kill for this current meta game. So Syndra kills him with 1 card. Slippy kills him with 1 card, and he's a bit fragile for his cost, I feel. So he's in the sideboard for matchups that are maybe you have more space and maybe you can go a bit longer, because he is still really good. He's a 7 attack power guy, and has a breakpoint for stuff like Loot the Hope, which I have 3 of. So honestly, just a good guy that's in an unfortunate situation just because of the current meta game.
Totally.
Anka is just, honestly, I see him as slightly different Sawbones. He is just a 2-cost body with 3 HP and 5 attack. He has 1 less attack than Sawbones, but he is more resilient than Rigor Mortis. And sometimes I can see in those games when I see my opponent has stuff like Blue Tipples remaining in the deck, I don't want to play the Rigor Mortis where he gets killed so easily. I want to play something a bit beefier, and I don't really need the damage immediately. I'll play Anka. The instant is occasionally useful for when you're too ally flooded. I don't find it's that useful because you're trading a card with your opponent essentially, and they can choose what to discard, which is a bit mid. But he's just as a cheap body.
Good enough for the body.
Yeah, he's just really good. And Wayland Humperdinck, not much to say about him. He wins every fatigue game just because he swings for 11. If your opponent's at 1 and has no equipment, the second you put Wayland Humperdinck and swing at the same turn, you win the game immediately, because they have to block with their whole hand every single turn just to stay alive.
Yeah. How often did Humperdinck come after you this weekend?
It won me the game against Ira and Florian, who both tried to fatigue me. I remember the game against Ira was extremely memorable because I had to pitch deck together when he was at 7 HP and I had Wayland Humperdinck in the graveyard and a Rigor Mortis in my deck. I had to pitch deck together a crazy turn. I used 4 gold to draw 4 cards to reach my pitch deck of Chart the High Seas, Rigor Mortis, Back Alley Break Line, and Eye of Ophidia. So I used Chart the High Seas to discard Rigor Mortis, pitch the back line to get another action point. I used Saltwater Swell to pitch the top card as well.
Wow.
And I was able to summon Rigor Mortis, use Rum to give it go again on the swing, use Mage Master Boots to summon Wayland Humperdinck and swing for 11. So he went from 7 to 1 HP from this 1 turn. And like I said, once your opponent's at 1 and you have Wayland Humperdinck, it's over. They can't do anything.
Jeez. Yeah. You were talking how much you love pitch stacking. It seems like you really utilized that skill to, I think, the highest level and became the Pro Tour champion. That's pretty impressive stuff. Pretty impressive stuff. Okay, any specific equipment pieces? I do want to highlight the gold foil hook, but anything specific equipment-wise before we let you get home and get to celebrating?
The equipment, I think, for Gravy is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Mage Master Boots, obviously, an all-star piece. It lets your allies get the second ally go again from the graveyard. Or you can also use it to clear an ally from hand if you're really desperate for an action point. His Compass, obviously, if you don't have this, it's quite bad. You can't play and swing an ally.
We know Compass. Anything in there that you're like, ooh, I want to talk about this for this specific reason, or it's all pretty straightforward?
I was debating between Crown of Dominion and a Balance of Justice and Crown of Providence for the longest time. Crown of Providence seems a bit safer, but Dominion lets you fix turns where you normally could not have any. It's actually won me quite a lot of games. Like just on turn 0, I don't know why. I always see like a tipple and then I look at top deck and say ally, and I thank God for the gold because I can just draw it and play the tipple.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gold Baiter Hook, amazing. Gold is your lifeblood.
Yeah.
That's why I put the gold here. It's basically a weapon. And death threats, tuning every turn.
Yeah, pretty good. It's pretty good.
Balance of Justice comes in for the mirror, since they crack gold so much.
Yep.
Also useful for ninjas who draw twice a turn. Dio especially, just a good card to block on hits as well as just draw a card. Quick Dodge Flexes unbricks your allies. They make your allies block 2. And or more, I guess block 4 if they attack twice. And it's just really important to stop breakpoints. I actually run this in this Slippy as well, just for snag, because you cannot anticipate the mantle, so you snag it and then you quick dodge onto it. So it covers the 1.
Yeah. That's actually really cool. Just for when you have the snag and they mantle you, you can whip it all the way down to 1, and then in the reaction step, still just put the block in front of it to stop. And that's cool.
And Bond's Mav is actually quite interesting. It's either 7, it's either 4, I guess, or 7, or 9, or 10. So 7 is with a 1 plus 3 reaction, 9 is with a nick, and 10 is with 2 plus 3s. So typically I try and play around the 9. I'll block with like 1 card and try and save a Blood in the Water and an ally to discard. So for the times where it does get to 10, you can actually Blood in the Water, discard the ally, activate dead threats because you put an ally in the graveyard, and then put Quick Dodge on to cover the little bit 10.
Yeah, seems like an important card of the matchup. Well, anything else final, like little points or tips you want to say to all the Gravy Bones players at home who might be trying out your list? I know you mentioned to me that you checked out Yuki Lee Bender's list. That's a list that she's put up online on her Patreon. Also, she did the 0 to 80 masterclass where she put the list out, and you said that was a point of inspiration. Anything else you want to tell the people at home who might be looking at your list now?
My list actually came from Yuki's list. I think it's a slight variation of it. My original list was actually very similar to her Patreon list.
Yeah.
That's why I really took it for inspiration. I thought the deck build was pretty good. It just needed some tweaks for the current meta.
Yeah.
And you should subscribe to it. The sideboarding matchup guides is very, very good. The game plans is quite accurate. And honestly, I think an important part of the Gravy Bones game plan is to know exactly how much damage you have left in your deck and you have to plan out how to kill your opponent. It's a little bit like Dio. Your damage is always limited. So you have to assume that every card in your opponent's deck blocks for 3, and what you can do to get over like the 12 blocks that they can present in the turn.
Cool, man. Well, it's as Brian Gottlieb says, maybe the hardest deck to play in Flesh and Blood, but you didn't make it look hard. You made it look quite easy. You're a newest Pro Tour champion. Happy for you. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you out there on the World Tour.